Hello and welcome to Channel 5. We are here at Windsor Castle for the British Armed Forces Day, where the British Armed Forces will be doing a march past. And the main purpose of this is to emphasise the work put in by the regimental commandments towards the British Armed Forces, and also showing the strength and the might and the professionality of the armed forces. And yeah, it's a whole load of things happening here at Windsor Castle tonight. But yeah, and alongside me we have, I believe we have
We have me, Lapulian, and Kian, who will be joining us later.
Welcome.
Thank you.
To the stream. Yeah.
So
I'm not in game.
I am. This should be going to go very well. We have done quite a lot of rehearsal to put this together, so this should go really well, and it really should just be a spectacle. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it to start.
Of course, King Tom Wesley will be present today here at Windsor Castle.
He's not in the game yet, but hopefully he will be soon.
Hopefully. The server is quite full at the moment though, so there might be a bit of a delay.
I'm sure they'll sort something out.
Maybe they will.
Well, they better. So, outside on the field we have the Coldstream Guards, the King's tent. Inside through the archway, inside the hall, you can see the entirety of the British Armed Forces setting up.
It's obviously a once-in-a-year event, probably one of the biggest events in the calendar for Bath. And probably like the biggest parade as well.
This should go really well.
Should, being the key word.
Well, it better. So within 5 minutes, the regiments will be taking up arms, which will mean they will be equipping their rifles and getting ready to march out. And the royal party will be taken to St. George's Hall, where they will inspect the gentlemen at arms, which we should be seeing soon.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. That is the key word today.
Yeah, we'll obviously have to see what happens and when. But it should be relatively smooth. I know it's been practiced by most of the regiments all week long. Obviously being the biggest day of the year.
Yep, it's going to be good. One thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the 21 gun salute, which will be happening later on. That'll be operated by the Royal Tank Regiment using some of their tanks, which I am excited for.
Yeah, that should be a good sight for today.
But even better, there will be a flyover involving a Vulcan bomber, which, in my opinion, should be flown by Flying Officer Vulcan Rustling, who is in the RAF and on parade today. And there's going to be a Spitfire, which is a classic World War II fighter jet, or plane. It's not really a jet. And a F-35, which is used in the 617 Squadron in the Royal Air Force. Which,
Indeed it is.
in my opinion, is one of the best aircraft out there with its VTOL capabilities.
That's what we are seeing today. Is currently the events are running a bit behind schedule. What we should be seeing right now is the well, is everyone getting inspected? But obviously there is a bit of a delay today. Hopefully,
Yes,
hopefully it'll well get overcome.
Hopefully, indeed.
Right.
Anyway, at the front of the entire parade, or the moving parade at least, there is the colour party. Colour party consists of the Royal Navy at the front. They have, in that there is Sub-Lieutenant Lewis R. Ross, Able Rate Alexander Hardrange, Able Rate Reset Reload, and Able Rate I Am on Fire. Behind that is the Royal Air Force, which consists of Flying Officer Lily R. Stewart, Flight Sergeant Kyle Ruark, and Sergeant Samuel Ruark. A lot of Ruarks in there. And there is also Leading Aircraftman James Harland. Behind that is the British Armed Forces, well, not the British Armed Forces, British Army colours. That consists of Jonathan Ross and Eric Z and Supreme Durka Shark. They will be carrying their regimental colours, which is basically just a logo for your regiment if you didn't know what that was. We should be beginning to take up arms, and I know the Royal Air Force have done that, and as well as the Gurkha rifles. I'm not sure about anyone else because that's all I can see right now. I can see the parachute regiment up as well as the Marines and the Navy. And is that the Mercians that have taken up arms, Kian? Must have some technical issues on his side. This really is looking out to be a show-stopping event. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. The new technology, which was developed, from what I've heard, by Oliver Wellesley, it helps with seamless marching for the entirety of the British Armed Forces, which will be showcased today at this parade. And it is good. And we have been using it all week, testing it all out, and it works perfectly. So this should.
Yeah, I have control.
The King is now in the game.
Of course.
King has now joined the game, which means we should be getting back on track. That is some good news. So for a relatively rough start, but we should be getting back on track relatively soon. Yes, Tom is in. So, Kian, you're a member of the Mercian Regiment. What training have you done for this? Kian? Guess we might have some technical issues on his end. Oh, there he goes. I think his internet may have died. He's still in game, so we will soon find out. Oh, he's having some technical issues with his microphone. No worries about all that. The Royal Air Force have been doing three. We have had a rehearsal, which was on the 21st, where we wore #1 dress with a rifle belt with our ribbons, and today everyone is wearing their #1 dress with their honours. While we wait for my co-presenter to return, does anyone have anything to say? Any questions? Please do put them in the chat. Royal Tank Regiment is now readied up. They have got their rifle out and have sloped the arms. Here we have the national anthem. That was the national anthem. The colour party is now marching out, which, as I stated before, is the Royal Navy followed by the Royal Air Force and then followed by the British Army. The Navy, the Naval Forces, is now following. There is the Royal Navy and the Royal Marine Corps. The Parachute Regiment is now also following. They are the elite paratroopers. They jump out of planes and do that stuff. The Mercian Regiment is now following them out. They are the combined infantry force of the British Armed Forces. They also specialise in motorised infantry and mechanised infantry. Here comes the Royal Air Force number 1 group. They consist of fast jets such as the Eurofighter and the F-35 Lightning. The Red Arrows is also in this. Red Arrows will be making an appearance later on. Red Arrows pilots though, not the aircraft. Here is the Royal Air Force number 2 group. They consist of helicopter warfare and the 70 Squadron fly logistics such as C-130 and the Voyager, which is air-to-air refueling. Here comes the Royal Tank Regiment, I believe. They consist of the mechanised warfare. Sorry, my mistake. That is the Royal Gurkha Regiment. They are the specialised force from Nepal. Great, very good. They were a brand new regiment, most recently commissioned. Following them out now is the Royal Tank Regiment, which specialise in armoured warfare, driving the Challenger tanks and so on. I must confess I do not know a lot about tanks, but they specialise in it. Now you can see all of the regiments are lining up on the field, turned and getting inspected by the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force will be inspected by the Duke of Gloucester. The Prince of Wales will be inspecting the British Army, and His Majesty the King will be inspecting the Coldstream Guards. An inspection is something that comes every week. Every fortnight there is a full British Armed Forces inspection, but there is every other week there is a regimental inspection. So once the Royal Tank Regiment fall in for the rest of the British Armed Forces, a contingent of them will be splitting off to do a 21 gun salute to mark the occasion. This is something that I am especially excited for, seeing the mechanised warfare that the Royal Tank Regiment is. A very exciting occasion. Should be done very soon. So they have now finished the marching, which while they were doing they eyes bright in respect for the king, which they were saluted by turning their head towards them. This is a way of showing respect. The Royal Tank Regiment are now getting ready to do their 21 gun salute. They're formed up. Should be beginning shortly. A warrant officer of the Royal Tank Regiment inspecting the tanks before the shots are fired to make sure everything is in perfect working order. You see him carrying a black pace stick. The pace stick is used to measure pace as it opens up, and it is also carried around by warrant officers, SNOs, and drill instructors. Should be beginning anytime. So now we just wait. They've now taken post, they're getting ready to fire, moving the barrels upwards. music. Knowing that it is starting. Here we go. I will go quiet so we can enjoy. That was the end of the Royal Gun Salute. The warrant officer of the Royal Tank now re-inspecting the tank to make sure nothing went wrong throughout that. We will soon begin to speak from His Majesty King of speech should be beginning momentarily, which always is a treat when the king speaks to an entire armed force. The Royal Tank Regiment now reforming back. Parade King speech begin. The British Armed Forces will now be inspected, if I am correct. Yes, King will be inspecting the Coldstream Guards. Prince of Wales will be inspecting the British Army, and the Duke of Gloucester will be inspecting the Naval Service and the Royal Air Force. You now see the royal delegation moving in. This song is not sure what this march is. I don't really know them, but first time I've heard this one. Now see King inspecting Coldstream Guards. You can see Duke of Gloucester moving over to the Royal Air Force, and current Prime Minister speaking down a major in the Royal Regiment. He is now moving over to speak. So, as you can see, the Royal Air Force, their sky blue uniforms, and their white drill belts. As you can see, some of them have wings on their front chest, shoulders. This shows that they're qualified to fly aircraft. If you see people with half wings, that means they are qualified to shoot aircraft weapons. Now, you can see that some of them are wearing a light blue sash. This sash is the same colour as the Royal Air Force colour, the regimental flag. You can see that there is one person, Mr. Vulcan Rustling, who is wearing a multicoloured belt. This is the officer's belt. He's also holding a sabre, which is a tradition that has been held up for many, many years. You can now see the number 2 group is being inspected, headed up by Mars 61. You can now see Tobias Fleming Shaw, the current Minister for Justice, being inspected. Royal Air Force have been around for over 100 years now. They are a junior service, but they are one of the most powerful. You can see Sid Mountbatten, the current Prime Minister. He is inspecting the Royal Marine Corps. They are a detachment of the Royal Navy. These are the amphibious warfare regiments. They ride in on boats and do water landings, almost like the D-Day landings from many years ago. They really are a specialist combat group. Coldstream Guards have now been finished being inspected. They are the ceremonial unit of the British Armed Forces, with their famous red tunics and bearskin cap. I believe it's headed up by Charles Wellesley, former king. He is now a colonel. This march, those magnificent men in their flying machines, that is a Royal Air Force march from the World War II. Personally, it's one of my favourites. The Gurkha Rifles, they are a specialist division from the mountains of Nepal. They're specialising in mountain warfare and just normal infantry duties. They are from Nepal and like to show it. I believe that the King and Lord Sid Mountbatten has now finished his inspection. We are now just waiting on the Duke of Gloucestershire. Currently inspecting the Royal Tank Regiment. Oh, he's now. Royal Tank Regiment, which have shown us their skill at armoured warfare with their 21 gun salute earlier today. Their black uniform and black beret really does show that they are specialist uniform. Specialist. Oh, they aren't out there with their guns. They are in their tanks. Now I believe the Royal Tank Regiment are almost finished. I believe that after the inspection, God Save the King, National Anthem, will be played to mark the end of the inspection, and then the Royal Air Force will be giving us a flyover. Almost done. Very successful show so far. Parachute Regiment. They are known for not having any other headgear other than their berets, despite all other regiments having caps. They sit there with their berets on. It is symbolic to them, really. I believe the King is currently inspecting the Royal Tank Regiment. Be some minor delay flyover. This all went very well so far. I'm sure everyone involved is very proud of what they've done so far. I must say, as a person who has been involved, attending the rehearsals, being stood here on parade today, I am proud. I'm sure that goes for everyone here. And a resounding success for all regiments. there really has been a difference between now and first rehearsal. We are listening to Ride of the Valkyrie, Royal Air Force March. King now returning to the royal area, which is where the Duke of Gloucester and the Prime Minister sit. Mountbatten is there. They are surrounded by the corps of gentlemen at arms, which were at the opening of Parliament last night. I remember of cannot be attending as them today. National anthem playing. See the entirety of the British Armed Forces doing a royal salute with their rifle. God save King. I believe there is a flyover coming. And here, Spitfires, the Vulcans. Here they come. We have an Avro Vulcan, Vulcan bomber, a decommissioned member of the Royal Air Force nuclear bombers fleet, followed by a Spitfire, a well-known fighter plane from the Royal Air Force, famous one, F-35B, the newest aircraft to be added to the Royal Air Force fleet. Here, the Vulcan bomber, which has one of the loudest engines out there. Leaves its terrifying scream to the enemies. Now, I believe there will be 3 cheers for His Majesty to be given out. We're now getting a speech from the organiser, the Duke of Gloucester, Oliver Wellesley. believe this is the end of the Armed Forces Day celebrations. Hope you've all enjoyed the show. It's been put on for you by the British Armed Forces today. Oh, there is one more thing, I think. Hip hip hooray. And the lag is getting real from all this. Especially the chat lag from 200 people saying this exact same thing. This has been Lapulian, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll hopefully see you at the next event. So, for me, very good evening. Have a very